Hey everyone, Caffeine Man here with a review on Spider energy drinks. See what I did there? Coming right up. Hello again everyone, thank you so much for joining me today where I go over everyday energy for everyday people. It is primarily energy drink reviews, but I do the occasional caffeine safety video as well as caffeinated products. I release videos every Tuesday night and one on the weekends. And in today's video, we're going over Spider energy drink. And what, no, I didn't. No, that was, they're asking, didn't I actually review this already 3 years ago? And I did review it 3 years ago, but they're actually by a different company back then. And these drinks are slightly different. I will be going over those differences with you today, as well as a taste test of the first 4 drinks they've released, and many more on the way. Timestamps and chapters down below so you can go where you want to go. And do you guys like this shirt, huh? Brand new shirt just for you guys, just for this video. And why do you video editing people have to ruin it on me? Yes, this shirt is a little bit over 3 years old. And I know. It's probably closer to 5 or 6 years old. And man, it's shrunk down a little bit over the years. Kind of just a little tight. It didn't shrink. Yeah, no, it shrunk. So Spider Energy, some of you may have heard of this company, some of you may not have. And like I said, I did actually do a review on it a little over 3 years ago. And it had actually been in stores for several years before that. So Spider Energy has been around a while. And I had only been doing my channel for about a year. I had hit, I was that close to hitting about 10,000 subscribers when they contacted me to see if I wanted to review their drinks. Being new to YouTube, I said, yes, send me as many drinks as you can possibly send me and I will review them for you. And for a somewhat standard energy drink, I actually remember liking it more than I expected. I thought that it might be kind of a generic energy drink, but like I said, they surprised me and I thought they were pretty good. Then COVID happened and they disappeared. Where did they go? Where did a lot of things go when COVID happened? It's a mystery. But lo and behold, after a couple of years, the company was purchased by Golden Grail Beverages and they completely revamped the drinks, bringing them back to you guys so you can have them again. All the flavors that you love, tweaked just to make them a little bit better, or so we hope they made them better. We shall see. And I just saw on their Instagram that they have partnered with NASCAR driver Ryan Ellis. So if you're someone who is actually into NASCAR, I don't really know what to say about that. So let's jump right into those ingredients and see what we have in these drinks. So let's start off with some of the things that are the same in these drinks from last time compared to the new ones. These new drinks are still at 240 milligrams of caffeine. So they're still giving you that good caffeine boost from a 16-ounce can. They also have 100% or more of your common B vitamins and use ingredients such as Panax ginseng, guarana extract, and taurine. What are some of the differences in these drinks? Well, they did take out the 25 milligrams of carnitine, which was just a waste to have in there anyway. Why? It's not even close to an effective dosage. And that also goes for glutamine and green tea extract. Taken out. As for the taurine, guarana, and ginseng, those ingredients are still actually in there, but they are slightly lower dosages. As for the nutrition facts panel, we're gonna have to look at them separately because they do have a sugar version and they have a sugar-free version. Let's start off with the sugar-free one. In doing a side-by-side comparison, is there enough room? It's a little tight. Here we go. A little more room. In doing a side-by-side, we will see that you have 5 calories in the new drink. And even though they did give you a couple more calories than last time, they did actually go down on the sodium. There used to be 275 milligrams of sodium, and now it only has 50 milligrams of sodium. As for your B vitamins, they're all pretty close to where they used to be. Not a huge difference there. Now let's take a look at the sugar version. When we take a look at the sugar version, which I believe there's only one sugar version right now. They did have several before, but for now, this is one of the only ones out of the 4 drinks that they have that has sugar in it. And that one is the original citrus bite. All the other ones so far are sugar-free, which is huge. You realize that a lot of people are lowering their sugar intake and definitely catering to that group. But they haven't strayed too far away for you guys that do like your sugar drinks. They do want to give you an option if you're a fan of the sugar drinks. So when looking at these 2 nutrition facts panel, we're going to see that the new version only has 90 calories as opposed to the 120 calories from the old version. Sodium has dropped down on this went from 200 to 50 milligrams. Interestingly enough, the carbs actually went down from 28 grams to 22 grams, and that's mostly because they did lower the sugar a little bit from 28 grams down to 22 grams. And although it might not seem like 6 grams is a lot, it could break the bank for some people. And even if it doesn't, it's always good to have a little bit less sugar in your drinks. Is it gonna make it any less sweet? We will find out when we taste it out, but all of these drinks, including the sugar version, also have sucralose in them to give you a little extra added sweetness. Now that we've gone through all the differences in the drink, it is time for the most important part. You guys don't care about the ingredients as long as it's got enough caffeine and B vitamins. You guys want to know how it tastes. Let's jump right into that taste test. Just gonna grab them from my Caffeine Man fridge because you guys know you gotta drink these drinks cold, and hopefully you also know that I actually have a website, caffeineman1.com, where you can find out a little bit more about me, but more importantly, how to save money on energy drinks using my coupon codes. You can also sign up for our newsletter, which goes over what I went over last week and what will be coming up next week. Check out caffeineman1.com for all that information. First one up, we are going to start with the original citrus bite. And that definitely looks familiar. My goodness, you guys know I keep all of my cans. So actually this is the old one right here. This is the new one. Let's take a look at those next to each other. I mean, they kept it pretty much the same. They kept the original looking like the original. How does it taste? Let's taste it out. It's been 3 years, but I have a vague recollection. Mostly because I just rewatched my old video. And we have a clear cutter. That's another big difference. This one was orange last time, and that was because even though it is citrus bite, it did go more towards an orange flavor. So I'm curious if they kept it more orange flavored or if they went a little more citrusy with it, since it does say citrus bite in it. Taste it out. So for your carbonation, I don't think they actually changed it too much from the last time. I thought that it had kind of a medium carbonation last time. If anything, it might be more medium high, but much closer to a medium. Maybe just a touch stronger than last time, even though it's been 3 years. For your sweetness, they are definitely giving you a high amount of sweetness. Between that 22 grams of sugar and the amount of sucralose they put in there, they are keeping it a nice sweet drink for you guys that like the sweet sugary kind of drinks. And for your flavor profile, I am going to say that you have a medium to high flavor profile, closing in on high. And for those flavors, you are getting a little bit of a mix of a standard energy drink flavor, and they definitely changed it. It does not taste like the original. In my opinion, I remember the original one tasting, like I said, a little bit more orange flavored, and even if it wasn't like super strong in orange, you could tell it was orange. And with this one, it doesn't really taste very orange to me. If anything, there is a light citrus flavor to it. So I'm not getting much lemon, I'm not getting much lime. So calling it the original citrus bite, I think they changed it a decent amount from the original. I am actually going to try it just from the can, because sometimes it does taste a little bit different when you drink it from the can as opposed to a cup. If anything, I think that they got kind of just a standard kind of a citrusy flavor, but 100% honest reviews, you guys, I'm not getting a ton of citrus out of it, and I am getting this aftertaste of this like little bit of kind of like a chalky aftertaste. Not sure what that is. To me, not overly pleasant, and that little bit of chalkiness, not a fan of that. So I'm actually going to give this 7.6, so I am hoping for better things from the other new flavors. Next up, since we just tried the original, why don't we actually try the zero citrus bite? This can is actually a lot different than the other one. This is a white can. The previous one was an orange can. Let's see how the sugar-free version tastes. Clear cut it. So I think a lot of these drinks are going to have the same kind of carbonation and the same amount of sweetness. So I'm not really going to talk about that too much. I'm just going to jump right into that flavor profile. And for the flavor, it does actually taste very similar to the original. And it does actually taste like a little bit of a diet original flavor. So you are getting this little bit of a hint of that sucralose flavor. You can definitely tell that it is sugar-free. And you are getting a touch more of the citrus flavor. It's a little bit, just an itty bitty bit stronger, especially on the aftertaste. aftertaste. You still have that chalky aftertaste, and usually you don't want your sugar-free drinks tasting diety. But when we go ahead and take a look at the Caffeine Man rating chart, I actually remember the sugar-free one being a touch better than the original. But in this case, you are actually tasting a little bit, just a touch more diety. Usually when you have a sugar-free drink, you don't want it to taste diet. You still want it to taste like a nice sweet drink. So I'm actually going to give this one a 7.5. Moving on to the strawberry lemonade. I don't believe they had this one last time, and if they did, they didn't send it to me to try. So this will be my first time having strawberry lemonade from them. Strawberry lemonade, very competitive category. Lemonade in general being pretty competitive. Let's see how Spider did with it. Here's the can. Nice colors on there, fairly bright yellow color, red Spider on there, a Spider logo, so you will be able to easily find these in stores. If you're like, I'm looking for Spider, you should be able to find it pretty easily. Clear, got it? Alright, so first thing we gotta talk about is the carbonation. They actually went down on the carbonation. I would say this is a low to medium carbonation. And it seems like they are definitely trying to give you a different kind of a feel, a much more smoother feel. When you have lemonade, or at least me, I usually like to have a little bit of a lighter carbonation because lemonades don't typically have carbonation in them. They've only done it with energy drinks because energy drinks are carbonated. Most energy drinks are carbonated. I would actually change the sweetness too. Rather than just being a high sweetness, I think they went medium to high, and it's because of that lemon. The acidity in the lemon is pulling back a little bit on the sweetness. In a lot of cases, the lemon usually tends to do that, or most citrus flavors tend to pull back on the sweetness a bit. And I do think you are primarily getting a lemonade flavor out of here. Some of these drinks, they've really been switching it up depending on what the company is. Sometimes they've been giving you more lemonade, sometimes they've been giving you more strawberry with a hint of lemon flavor. But if you're looking for a good strawberry lemonade, you're gonna find it with this one. You are getting a pretty solid lemonade flavor. I'd say you're getting a good solid 75% lemonade flavor out of here with a 25% strawberry to kind of complement it. I am still getting a touch, just a touch of that diet kind of flavor from there, but it is definitely not as much as the first two. And they did actually start to bring in some of that regular Spider flavor. I'm getting this flavor out of all three drinks right now. Even though that lemonade flavor is pretty strong, I think Spider has a standard energy drink flavor they're pulling in to all the drinks. So let's go ahead and put this on the Caffeine Man rating chart. Like I said, a lot of lemonades out there. I definitely think it's better than the first two flavors. Something about the originals that's just kind of off for me, but I think they did a good job with the strawberry lemonade. I'm going to give this an 8.6. 8.6 solid score, but I know when you're looking at the competition there's a lot of scores higher than that, but I still think 8.6 is a good score. I definitely think it's worth a shot if you see it in stores near you. Last one up is going to be Widowmaker. And this one is more of a red, white, and blue, even though they call it red, white, and bite. Clever on their part. And this is actually fairly different from the original Widowmaker, which of course I have right here. Original was a black and purple can. And it's actually, this one was called Berry Bite. And I remember when I tried this one, I was expecting more like of a blue raz flavor. And I didn't really get that out of it. I remember saying in my video that I just watched last night that it tasted more like either a blackberry or a raspberry. Some kind of a berry that threw me off from being a blue raspberry. And out of all the Spider flavors I tried in that review, the berry one was my least favorite. So I'm hoping it's the opposite case for this, because it does seem like it's very different. And red and blue, Spider, red and blue, come on now. Don't want to get Marvel mad. Let's go ahead, let's taste it out. Clear, got it? So for carbonation, I think you are back up to the regular medium to high carbonation. Sweetness at a high sweetness. Flavor profile, I do think you are hitting that low end of high for the flavor profile. And for that flavor, you are actually getting a rocket pop kind of flavor. They did give you that red, white, and blue. When I first started to drink it, I got a bit of that red first right up front. I think I got a little bit of that berry next. And then on the back end, I actually got a decent amount of that white citrus flavor out of it. So I do think they are giving you a nice mix mixture of the 3 flavors. Sometimes some companies just give you 2 of the flavors. Sometimes some companies just switch the flavors altogether. But I do think they are giving you a nice little red flavor there, a little bit like of a cherry strawberry flavor. You are getting that blue raspberry kind of flavor in there, mixed in with the citrus. And I think they did a pretty good job with it. I would say out of all of them, it was probably the one that changed the most, and definitely a change for the better, because the other berry one they had for the Widowmaker was like in the low 7s. That's going to be different for this one. So when we go ahead, let's take a look at the Caffeine Man rating chart. I am actually going to give this an 8.7. I think it's the best one out of the 4 that I've had so far. Curious to see what other ones they're going to be coming out with. And I'd have to say one of the reasons why it's not hitting a little bit higher of a category, it's not hitting the 9s, is just because I am still getting a little bit of that diety flavor out of it. It's just something I can't seem to get over. So that is throwing all these drinks a little bit, just a touch off. But I do think out of the 4 of them, the red, white, and blue, or red, white, and bite is going to be your best option. If you guys want to know where to find these, they don't actually currently have a website to purchase them off of right now, but they have just rolled out all those flavors into some stores. You can find them in Arkansas, Michigan, Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, California, and Arizona. So be sure to check out your local stores in those states, and they do plan on spreading nationwide throughout the year as they continue to grow more. Also, starting June 1st, that is the date that they are scheduled to actually release these drinks on Amazon. So if you're looking to actually purchase them online, you can check out Amazon, and hopefully you will see these popping up soon in stores near you. If for some reason you want to check out my original video, it is right there from 3 years ago. And oh my goodness, is that 11,000 views since then. That's a lot of views. I doubt this video will get that many, at least up front. Maybe that's over 3 years. Maybe my videos were better back then. I used to get a lot more views back then. I got like 4 times the amount of subscribers now. Not hitting those levels. And if you want to know if energy drinks are bad for you, I will include a playlist right there of a 3-part series I did. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, have yourselves a great day. Or night.